I want to discuss with you the most commonly overlooked, but probably the most important aspect of making any sort of meaningful change in your fat loss, your life, passion, purpose, fulfillment, relationships, work, you name it, is your ability to be proactive versus reactive. Now, to illustrate this, I just want to tell you a little bit, give you like a little bit of an example. Now, imagine you're driving a car, okay? The reactive person is going to be driving. Let's say they get a flat tire. They're going to immediately be upset. They're going to be triggered. They're going to be angry. They may even express frustration with the person they're sitting in the car with, which is going to cause tension. They're then going to get out of the car and they're going to look at the tire, the flat, and be more upset, be more triggered, right? This is a big inconvenience. And so they're going to get the jack out. They're going to get the car up. They're going to be angry. They're going to then start removing the tire. They're going to replace the tire. They're going to tighten it up. Maybe they over tighten it because they're so upset. They're so angry. And maybe as they're tightening, getting the wheel back on, they're tightening the bolts. Maybe they snap a bolt out of anger. And now they're really upset. And so they eventually get it figured out. They get in the car. They go on their way. And let's say they're going into work. They're upset. Maybe they're resentment towards their coworkers. Maybe there's just tension in the room. They're not able to focus. They've been so upset, so triggered by the events of the morning that the whole rest of their day is ruined. Okay, this is not an abnormal example of how a day can unfold for someone that's very reactive. Okay, now let's say you're more proactive. Okay, so someone's driving their car, they get a flat. They immediately sit there and think, okay, this is not ideal, but I have to be proactive in finding a solution with the circumstances that are here. So they get out, they kind of, decide this is what we're doing. They have taken the emotion out of it, they've come to acceptance, and they've let go. So now it's about just being proactive and creating the solution. So they replace the flap, they get the spare on, they go about their day, and now it's just something behind them. It's something they can move on from. There's no emotion behind it. Yes, it's not ideal. It's not what they wanted, but they've taken the emotion out of it and been proactive in finding a solution. They go on with their day. No one would know that it ever happened because it's not something that they're going to talk about. Why would they? It's done and over with. There's no need to keep holding on to it the whole rest of the day. Now you might think, well, what's the difference really? I mean, both people got to the same solution, they got to the same end result, but as you can see, the difference in how the whole scenario played out, the difference in how the whole rest of their day maybe unfolded, makes all the difference. And this matters because that person that's reactive, functioning from that high stress anxiety state the whole rest of the day, then influences their behaviors, their actions, their thoughts, their mindset. All of that then becomes a victim to this one instance that happened early on in their day. Whereas the proactive person has immediately moved past it. They can go on about creating the day, participating, co-creating with their environment in a way that they want to, that feels good for them. Now, I see this all the time too with health and wellness, fat loss specifically, where someone could be tracking their food, exercising, do everything right throughout the week, hop on the scale, and see that they've gained a few pounds. Now, the reactiveness is to doubt themselves, doubt the process, doubt their ability to carry on, move forward, and make progress. So maybe they just regress back to old habits. They decide, what's the use? I'm just going to order out. I'm going to get pizza. I'm going to have a couple drinks. Everything I'm trying to do doesn't work anyway. Whereas being proactive, you can hop on the scale, see the same result, and think, okay, how did I show up this week that presented this result? So they take extreme ownership, they look at it objectively, they'll go back, go through their food log, they'll go back, look through their workouts, they'll go back, look at the activity throughout the day, they'll think about the choices throughout the week, and they'll literally just use that as feedback for the next week. They are now being proactive in finding a solution because they look back on that week and know it's literally just data. It's literally just information for them to then adjust for the following week. So I'll urge you in your own life right now, think about when you're being reactive. could be in relationships, with arguments. Are you being reactive? Are you hearing something that you don't like, immediately responding with a reaction that maybe hurts your partner? In that case, being reactive, again, doesn't help you move forward. It is not proactive in creating a solution, right? Instead, listen to your partner, be proactive in hearing them, be proactive in communicating a solution, and then moving forward. It really demands being objective. It really demands taking the emotion out of it. It really demands bringing awareness around who you are, how you are interacting with your environment, what do you want, and how can you work with your life situation, creating more of what you do want. Give it a shot. More proactive, less reactive.